Hello guys, welcome back to Tera, and today we're taking a snapshot look at the warrior class. Now, the warrior is one of 4 melee options in the game, so if you like getting in there, getting physical, picking up a weapon and hitting the enemy with it, then the warrior is a great choice for you. It's one of those melee options. It's also one of 2 tanking options, the other tank being the lancer, and you remember the lancer, that was the lance-wielding, shield-bearing, plate-enamelled powerhouse that just stood in the way of the enemy, just took the hits, took the damage, and protected his or her teammates from the perils of whatever monster was in their face. Now the warrior is different. The warrior wears medium armor and uses two one-handed swords, dual-wielding swords. So how can a leather wearer be a tank, I hear you cry? Well, the way a warrior tanks is through evasion. A warrior will duck dive, slip and slide, dodge and roll out of the way of his enemy, because it's a true action game, which means they swing the axe, and if you're not there to be hit by the axe, then you don't take the damage. And that's how the warrior deals with damage. It's very much an evasion tank. Now there is a rating system in the game to rate the difficulty of classes, and the warrior gets 5 stars. What does that mean? It means if you like a challenge, then this is probably the class for you. It's a very hard class, if not the hardest to master in the game. But it's a valid tank option. It's weaker than the lancer at the moment for tanking, but changes are being made to bring up their tanking and to make them a more viable option. So let's take a look at what the warrior has to offer. So here she is, my little warrior, Epsilona. I got asked actually if I was Greek because of this name. I thought I'd base her on the Greek alphabet character Epsilon, and then I added an A for Epsilona. Call me crazy, but there she is, Epsilona. Pretty looking warrior. Wave to the camera. Yes, hello, and maybe dance. Can you dance? Yes, she can. And she can make weird noises while she does it. Okay, great. So, so this is the warrior then. Let's find some hogs to kill, because it wouldn't be an MMO if we weren't killing pigs. Although these are bigger than your average pig. Look at those tusks, my god. Right. So so let's take a look at the skills. What have we got here? Oh dear. I've got a number of skills. Left click is, actually let's make sure I've got everything on the bars, which I think I have. Combative strike, vortex slash. Ah yes, that's right, the two ones I didn't put on yet were the stances, and we'll take a look at those in a sec, but let's start with the left click. That's the basic combo attack. Strike 1 or more targets in front of you, and gain MP with each hit. Successive strikes do more damage, up to 4 hits. With the 4th hit dealing substantially more. So this is a character. This is a character that uses mana power as a resource rather than something you build up and start from 0 at, like with the Berserker or with the Lancer, I believe. You start with 100% and it slowly regenerates. So he's stealing our pigs. Yeah, you get 100% mana as you see there, and here's the combos. As you swing, you generate mana power if you hit something as you do those. Fantastic. Let's look at the right click. This is the defensive ability. You get a level 1, and it carries through again to the end game. Dodge your enemy's attack. Pretty simple. It's got a mana cost though, and it's got a cooldown of 5 seconds. But you just do a roll like that. Just to get out of combat, dodge something, someone's throwing an ice cream at you, or more realistically, throwing an attack at you, you can right click, and there you go, and you roll, and that's wonderful. Let's see what I put on on button C. Sacrifice HP to deal a decisive attack, weakening the endurance of your targets by 4.5%. Yeah, that's right. So so if you look up at the top left, I've got 100% health. If I press C, I lose about 5% just to do that attack. If I do it again, you can see it in action. Yeah, I've lost 10% health there. Now I actually didn't realise I was losing my health while levelling up using this. I didn't read the skill properly, so I was wondering why I was really low on health all the time. And then it kind of hit me when I realised, and I read the tooltip again, that I was losing health by doing that. And so you've got to be careful with that. And let's look at the other skills. Number 1, Rain of Blows. Execute a flurry of sword swings while advancing on your foe. Damage taken reduces by 30% while this skill is being used. So while you're doing this, you reduce all damage taken by 30%. That's good because when you use this spell, if you watch it, it kind of locks you into this elaborate kind of spinning, swirling attack, and often you can't kind of dodge while you're doing that because you know something's coming at you and you've committed yourself. But you take 30% less damage, so it's not so bad. Let's see what number 2 is. This is unable to be used. So what's the deal with that? Swing your swords in a wide arc. You can use it as a chain skill only after evasive roll or death from above. So this is something you can only use after you've rolled. So you press 2, you can't use it. You cannot use that skill at this moment. But if we roll, then we can use it. And this is like an AoE kind of spin around, slash everything around you, do massive damage. Great stuff. Number 3, Rising Fury. Hit a target twice. The lower your HP, the greater the damage. Damage taken reduces by 20% while this skill is being used. So it's another ability that reduces the damage taken while you're doing it. Let's see it in action. So there you go. It's a two-phase attack. If you press it once, like this, you just do those, and you see the spacebar that prompts you to do it again. But there's a small window for you to get that last attack in, and that's the big hit. That's the hit that does the most damage. So if you press it once and then twice, there you go. You do that final slash, and you do that massive damage. So yeah, let's look at these stances then. Whoops, press that button again. Let's look at these stances. 4 and 5, defensive stance. So let's trigger that. Your endurance increases by 15% and attacks draw 35% more aggro. So this is the tanking stance. You lose 10 MP every 2 seconds while in this stance. You can only use this. Oh, you can use only one stance at a time. So that's as you'd expect. Just like other games that use stances, you can only use one at a time. Well, you've only got 2 legs, and you can have one stance, right? So that's the defensive stance. An assault stance, your strength rises by 15%, but your endurance decreases by 15%. Your crit rate increases by 30 rather. You lose 10 MP every 2 seconds. While in this stance, you can only use one stance at a time. That's strange. Let's see what these do then. 5 puts me in assault stance. There we go. And I see my magic power up in the top left is increasing. It should be decreasing. It's strange. Did it say? It did say decrease, didn't it? Yeah, you lose 10 MP every 2 seconds while in this stance. But we're generating it, so never mind. And 4, defensive stance. Take less damage. Let's step into assault stance while we demonstrate these skills on these warthogs. So yeah, let's get into the thick of it. Let's hit him with the left click. Build up the combo. Then we'll do a roll. Then we'll do the 2. And then we'll do a rain of blows. Into a Rising Fury. But he's dead, so that's all gone to waste, and we've done a lot of damage there. That's quite devastating. We also exhausted our entire pool of mana, but not to worry. Let's find another warthog. Try some more of these skills on. Let's try the C. It's got a bit of a dash forward, but we missed him there, so I'll wait for that to cool down. There you go, do some damage to him. Get that effect. Chain him with some combo attacks. Rain of blows. Into Rising Fury. And there we go. I've mentioned the system for chaining together skills in my other videos, but here it is again. You basically chain together skills by putting one skill next to another, and what that does is it lets you execute that skill much quicker as part of a combo. Here we've got combo attack into Rain of Blows, and then Rain of Blows into Rising Fury, and you may have seen that in action just now when I took those warthogs out. It executes the moves that are in the next in the chain much quicker if you can get that skill off in the short window after you've executed the first skill. So to demonstrate that, because it's quite a complex idea, we chain up with the combo, and then that guides us into Rain of Blows, which guides us into Rising Fury, and that's a really quick pattern of moves right there. Don't have room for the straight and claw, never mind. So there you go. That's all the abilities we've got right now, and that's all the abilities that the warrior has to offer at level 11. There's much more abilities as we level up, but we're only level 11, and that's all we have access to at this juncture, which is a shame. But there you go. I've been Sjin. I hope you've enjoyed this snapshot, this sneak peek at what the warrior has to offer in Tera. This light armor wearing, damage dealing tank, evasion tank, kind of hybridy class. So I hope you've enjoyed, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more of these Tera class snapshots.